Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're doing something really cool. We're reverse engineering modern business success. You know, it's so tempting to just credit endless funding or totally flawless execution for why companies blow up, but the truth, it's actually way more counterintuitive than that. We're going to demystify exactly why some modern businesses scale absolutely brilliantly while others just quietly fail. Okay, let's dive into this because there is a fascinating paradox here. Why do highly imperfect prototypes consistently beat out million-dollar products? Seriously, companies will often burn through absolute millions perfecting a product in total stealth mode, only to get completely outmaneuvered by some scrappy team launching a product that's frankly full of friction. So why does the supposedly perfected product end up losing so often? Well, the secret behind that paradox really comes down to a deceptively simple rule of three. Ready? Fail fast, learn quickly, and build what the market actually demands. When you intentionally allow yourself to fail fast, you aren't failing in the traditional sense, You're actually just gathering critical data. You learn quickly so you don't end up wasting time on features people simply do not care about. And ultimately, this approach forces you to build what the market actually demands, instead of just banking on a bunch of untested assumptions. Let's break down traditional planning versus the lean methodology. And this brilliantly illustrates the difference. Look, traditional planning completely isolates you. You're basically spending millions building in a total vacuum, just relying on the assumption that you know exactly what your customer wants. But the lean methodology, it flips this entirely. You're trading the comfort of secrecy for direct, immediate, and sometimes pretty harsh market validation. By putting out highly imperfect prototypes, you're literally forcing early engagement just to test your core hypotheses. Which brings us to the engine of it all, the build, measure, learn loop. This sequential structure is exactly what prevents startups from catastrophic waste. First, you build a basic prototype. Then, you instantly measure real human reaction. And I mean tracking what they actually do, not just what they say they'll do. Finally, you learn quickly so you can pivot your strategy. Running this continuous engine means you're steering your entire operation using hard data instead of guesswork. It's just this constant, iterative cycle of discovery. Now pay close attention here because we are moving to the absolute most critical buzzword and concept in this entire explainer, the minimum viable product. So the crucial point is that an MVP is not just a beta or a version 1. It is a highly imperfect early prototype that is launched solely to test actual market demand. Launching something flawed isn't being sloppy, no way. It's a calculated, vastly superior strategy to uncover the truth before your runway disappears. Basically, it gives you the absolute maximum amount of validated learning with the least amount of effort. Let's see how this actually works out in the real world. We're grounding this abstract business theory with a really famous case study, the Dropbox MVP. You see, instead of building all that complex, super expensive back-end technology first, the Dropbox team took a brilliant shortcut. They literally just created a simple 3-minute MVP video that demonstrated how the software would theoretically work. And guess what? That simple video drove massive beta signups pretty much overnight. It validated this extreme market demand long before they ever had to write the really complex code. It's a real game changer because it definitively proves you don't even need functioning software to test if the market desperately wants your solution. Which brings us to the ultimate question for you to consider right now. What imperfect prototype do you need to launch today? I know, the illusion of traditional planning feels safe, but the lean playbook demands that we embrace imperfection so we can learn quickly. The market is absolutely ready to tell you exactly what it wants. You just have to be willing to ask.